This video is going to be about Cassandra Ventura's allegations against Sean Combs. It is highly graphic and distressing and contains themes of sexual violence, abuse, and rape. So this is your warning that you're about to hear some very distressing information. So right now, it has been widely reported by The Guardian and the New York Times that Cassandra Ventura and Sean Combs have settled their lawsuits, the details of which have not been revealed publicly, but it is important to note that Mr. Combs has denied every single allegation, but I read the 36-page complaint, so you don't have to, and here are the highlights. The 36-page complaint is incredibly graphic and contains distressing themes and allegations of sexual assault, abuse, and rape. Ms. Ventura alleges that Mr. Combs raped her when she tried to leave him. She also alleges that multiple times he beat her up. He blew up a man's car reportedly after he showed romantic interest in Ms. Ventura. He reportedly forced Ms. Ventura to perform sexual acts with male sex workers and reportedly introduced her to drugs and alcohol at a young age. The two met in 2005 when she was just 19 years old and she was signed to his Bad Boy record label. The complaint describes him as, quote, a vicious, cruel, and controlling man nearly 2 decades her senior. Diddy is, quote, prone to uncontrollable rage and horrific abuse. Ms. Ventura alleges that Mr. Combs' staff witnessed the beatings many times, but because of the culture of fear that he created, no one came forward or stopped it. Quote, she has required intensive medical and psychological care to recover from the trauma she lived through. She cannot, however, continue to live in silence about what she endured. Mr. Combs remains immensely powerful and immensely dangerous. Ms. Ventura therefore seeks justice for the decade of the life that Mr. Combs took away from her with threats of violence, excessive use of drugs, physical and psychological abuse, and sexual slavery, end quote. Allegedly, Mr. Combs used money to control Ms. Ventura and often bought her gifts and love-bombed her after these alleged beatings. Allegedly, at least twice, Mr. Combs forced Ms. Ventura to carry his gun in her handbag as a sign of control and a reminder to her of how powerful and dangerous he truly is. Quote, Mr. Combs beat Ms. Ventura repeatedly in an Escalade, including kicking and hitting her. He forced her out of the vehicle on 5th Avenue in New York City. She was eventually able to hail a cab and get to her apartment in Manhattan, where she cried in fear, realizing there was no one she could tell about what had happened at the hands of this incredibly powerful man. She spent the subsequent 3 days hiding in her apartment. He would reportedly give her beatings and would force her into a hotel after until all her bruises had healed. There are many allegations of this abuse, sexual assault, but for me, the most distressing part of this whole complaint is the sexual slavery. He reportedly brought male escorts over to their house or wherever they were staying, and she was forced to have sex with them while under the influence of drugs while he watched. So we stand with Ms. Ventura and every single other survivor who is brave enough to come out, tell their story, and speak out against these very powerful men. The Me Too movement gained momentum in 2017, and we are still seeing it now in 2023. So we stand with her and all other survivors, and we will keep you updated as this case and story evolves.